What's up guys, Mr. SLIN with another video, and last video I kind of experimented with Dio's demo review and said that I was going to try something new. That format didn't go very well, so let's go back to the usual format. For those of you guys who are not familiar with this video series, it's post a medic demo, get a video response. So if you go to the description of the stream, you click that link, you can submit your gameplay to me and I will review your medic gameplay to try and make you a better gamer, to try and help you and your team out. Today's demo comes from Lurkki, who says he's an ETF2L low player, which is the second lowest division, played on Reckoner as the red medic. Lurkki, thank you for submitting the demo. Let's try and review and see what we can come up with here. So for those of you guys who are not familiar with this map, this is CP Reckoner RC2, which is the newest version of this map. It's a map that doesn't get a lot of play in the North American scene, but does get play in the European scene. You'll also see it occasionally in PugChamp if it doesn't get blocked out, which it almost always does. We're going to head right into middle. There's a left side to roll and a right side. Looks like Lurkki's going to opt to go left and then is going to change his mind and head towards the right and pocketing Soldier's Demo Man at middle, which I am not a fan of, as you guys are well aware of. And looks like you guys are going to march across, start putting damage in. You guys kill their medic. So now you need to focus on staying alive. And looking like you're surrounded on all sides. Oh, baby. Not good. Doing some movement. Dead. Okay, cool. So I think that mid went okay for you. I think the difficulty for you is that you're not pocketing your scouts. And why do you need to pocket your scouts? Because bonus movement speed will allow you to escape out of bad situations. Scouts are the best class with cleanup class, so they can put out a lot of damage, and also clean up frags, which you need at the end of a mid fight. You also need protection, and no class is better at protecting you in wide open areas that are not choke points, wide open areas than Scout. And Scout has low health pool, so you need to help him out. Now, I can already see right here in this situation, you guys are playing a little bit too safe. Remember, both medics died on middle. So the Ubers are going to be about even. And you might be thinking that the enemy team will get to your second point first. But because, even though they have forward spawns, because second point is actually closer to you, you actually can get out to the second point pretty quickly, depending on how quickly you decide to get out there. Now, you had a late spawn because you died much later than their medic, so you can take that into account and think, okay, maybe they're rolling out quickly. But I think this is still a little too passive. What I would do in this situation, the play that you should be making, buff your teammates, push out to second point, and see if you can make a play. See if you can get a kill. If you can get a kill, awesome. Keep fighting. If you lose a player or you get locked out by their demo man or their soldiers and you just can't get in, don't worry, give it up and go back to your original plan. But there's no harm here to pushing up to second point and at least trying to make something happen, especially when it's even Ubers, even numbers. So you guys gave that second point up for free. And that kind of brings me, if you think about it, to that mid fight again. If you went around that deep right side, you're kind of overcommitting to middle a little bit. After you killed the medic, you wanted to stay alive there. Unfortunately, you just got surrounded, couldn't get out. But next time, if you can make it out alive, you wouldn't be in the situation where you're holding last point on even Ubers. You guys have actually been building really well, though, and have yourself about a 15% Uber advantage. I don't think there's anything you can do with this. Also, do not rush your arrows. Take your time on those. Oh, and notice how arrowing your scout actually almost cost your pocket soldier his life. Very risky. You guys are taking a lot of damage. They're going to pop Uber in. You guys are kiting away. You notice your demo man's taking damage, and you pop. I think that the read that you made on that pop was less than ideal because you notice that your demo man is running away. And he's running away towards you because he's trying to not use Uber, right? If he wanted to use Uber, he would like maybe stay closer to them, but he's clearly running away from them, trying not to use Uber. Look how far away he is from their soldiers. That soldier also been putting a lot of damage into Divine, your other soldier, putting damage into your scout, so he probably doesn't have a lot of rockets loaded, so he's not really a threat to you for the next 5 seconds or so while he reloads. So I think you could have waited on popping that Uber by another 5 seconds. In addition, if you're going to pop this Uber, I would pop it closer to the doorways so you can push into second point with that Uber. Also, good call on the banana hat. I like that. Good stuff. Represent. Okay. Well, you guys are down a player. Frags are not going your way. And unfortunately, you're not delivering heals to the front lines, which is really bad. Like, you want to be healing the person who's dying, not healing people who have fallen back. So if you can allow me to make a quick MS Paint drawing for you, if this is your teammate, and this is you, you do not want to be healing this person. You want to be healing this person. I would ignore this person and heal this person. Now, sometimes, like what you saw earlier, like maybe 20 seconds ago, your scout and soldiers were both taking damage on the top right side of last, and you guys were exchanging back and forth there, and you had to keep arrowing people. This will put you into a heal deficit. If you do not heal this guy, you will fall into a situation where you're healing this guy, he's healthy, he rotates up here, but this guy's hurt and he rotates back. And that's just, it creates a situation where you're healing the wrong person. You want to tank this guy, and then this person baits this person so that this person is taking all the damage and getting all the heals, and none of the heals are going to this guy. That's kind of the ideal situation. Then 10 seconds later, you crit heal this dude, and then you push forward. But all the heals should be going to the front lines of combat, and that's something you really need to pick up on as a low-level medic. It's difficult to put my finger on it. It's difficult for you to understand it as a low-level player, but I want you to try your best in your next scrimmage to actually go out of your way to heal someone in the front lines, to actually stick your neck out there a little bit and make it so that maybe you're the one who gets shot at every once in a while, and just see what happens. Because what you'll find, I think, is by putting yourself up there, you actually allow your team to get more aggressive, and it keeps your team moving forward as opposed to moving backwards. I can see you're doing it once again. You're keeping 2 or 3 teammates in front of you. It's just a little bit too passive. There's a line you have to draw. But yeah, you notice how your players are getting picked off. That's not what you want. And the reason they're getting picked off is because you're not healing the people in front. Really good damage coming in. I don't know where that rocket came from either. Oh, it must have come from behind you to the left from D-Toad. Is that who killed you? Your name is Lurkki. Ihor killed you. I don't even know where that guy was. I would go back and rewind and watch it, but TF2's demo system is not very flexible, so I'm not going to do that. It's a shame too, because like when you have other demo systems in other games, you can just like rewind like 10 seconds back, but can't do that in TF2, so screw that. All right, so you guys are down players. You know they're gonna push soon, and you guys are setting up for this hold. And I liked how you guys emphasize building Uber, but the problem is, like, let's say you have a 30% advantage up top. The problem is, if you don't get Uber, it doesn't matter. Okay? So, imagine a situation where you have 50% Uber and they have 18% Uber. Does it really matter? No. If you have 18% Uber and they have 50% Uber, it actually doesn't matter at all for the next 20 seconds because it's impossible for either team to get Uber in time. So you can, in this theoretical world, for the next 20 seconds, pretend that neither team has Uber and play it like that. And in that situation, you guys are just straight losing. Like, you guys are down numbers, they're going to push into you. So do you want to be building Uber there? Maybe, if you're playing the long game. Maybe if you're willing to give up some capture points. But my suggestion is to buff up, push up, and see if you can like hold it. Or you can build Uber, but I wouldn't build too hard. Is the point I'm trying to make here, is that you got to expect that they're going to push into you guys soon. And what's happening right now is that you guys spend so much time building Uber, you're kind of falling into a health deficit here with teammates having to go back and get health and stuff. It doesn't really matter for the next few seconds. You just need to be focused on healing and winning the next team fight. That's the main priority. And unless you're going to get Uber in time for that team fight to happen, probably not worth to build Uber that hard. Although it is kind of nice that you guys ended up with a 60% Uber advantage. Now you can finally use it. I don't think you need it right now because it's 6-on-2. So, yeah, it's kind of about knowing when's the right time to build Uber and when's not the right time. And number advantage always takes priority until teams are about to get Uber. Right when the teams get Uber, that's when Uber advantage starts mattering. But it doesn't matter until either team has Uber. Now you can think a couple steps ahead, but you should always emphasize number advantage first. And right now it's 6-on-5, and you got to be pushing. Okay, it's 5-on-5. Got picked off by a trap there. Again, a little too passive, right? You guys you're not thinking about what the objective of the game is right now, okay? I think I will rewind for this situation. 90,000. TF2 demo viewer is so bad. There we go. All right. Think back to this situation right here, okay? It's 6-on-2. With 60% Uber advantage, right? So what is the blue team's objective right now? Ask yourself this question. What is the blue team's objective? Their objective is to stall for 6 seconds to get their roaming soldier and their scout alive so that they can go for a force play on second point. That's the objective. Secondary objective, stall for 14 seconds and get a demo man alive. Third objective, stall for 22 seconds and get their 6th player alive. And then a way backup plan for them. In the ideal scenario, they will stall for 35 seconds or something, 30 seconds, and get Uber. Okay, so you know their objective is to stall. They need to stall for respawns. They need to stall for Uber. What is your objective? Your objective is to not let them do whatever it is they want to do. And if they want to stall, your objective is to completely do the opposite. Do not let them stall. Don't let them hold up the game. So you need to be rushing. You need to be pushing as fast as you can. You could actually win the game right here. So let's watch how your team can do that, right? So you need to be pushing. You need to be putting capture point time down. You need to continue rolling on through. Your demo man kind of has the right idea by jumping up on the high ground here, but you need to keep moving, right? Look at the situation right now. You guys are worried about a roaming soldier behind. The roaming soldier behind, his objective is to distract, to stall, to make you turn around so that he can stall an additional 9 seconds to get his 6th player alive, so he can stall an additional 30 seconds to get his Uber, right? So don't play into his objective. Do not let him do what he wants to do. Just start putting capture time down. He has to jump into you guys to stop you. Otherwise, he's just sitting back there doing nothing. If you don't let him distract you, suddenly it's no longer a problem. Make him come to you for that distraction play. Put the capture time down. Get into 4th point. What is your secondary objective besides not letting them stall? You want to use Uber before they can get Uber, right? You want to put yourself in a situation where you can Uber into them and kill their medic before they can get Uber. So you need to be thinking about, how do I find their combo? How do I get into them with Uber right now? And I'm not seeing that sense of urgency from you guys, obviously, because you guys are low team. But think about what you could be doing right here. Look how much buffer space you've left between you and them. They're thinking, oh, this is great. We have plenty of time to sit back and build Uber and catch up. And you need to be thinking, how do I get into the next point and use Uber into their medic before they can get Uber? All right, so time's ticking. Medic is building. Paradox is just hitting 80%. He's 15 seconds away from getting it. Where's the urgency? Where's the push? And you guys are taking it very slowly because you're thinking to yourselves, I don't want to use Uber here in a bad situation. I don't want to get sniped. I'm looking for traps. But all these things need to happen much quicker. And don't be afraid to use Uber here because you had 60% Uber advantage. Uber advantage is supposed to be used. You're supposed to use your Uber to get kills when you have Uber advantage. Uber is going to be exchanged here. They exchange as well. You guys still have a good situation because our demo man is dead, so you're probably going to win this. But my entire point here is that you could have won this way harder. Sorry. This should not have been an even Uber exchange. This should have been a 6-on-2 push into 4th point. Think about it that way, right? Even if you left 2 players behind to deal with Ihor, the roaming soldier, you could have a 4 versus 2 push into 4th point, right? Leave 2 players on mid to deal with the roaming soldier. 4 players push ahead into the 4th point, capture time down, thinking about using Uber into their last point to win the game. Instead, you've ended up with an even scenario. I think you guys just end up with a much better team fight. That's better. But this should have never even happened. I think you guys rely on your DM right there to win that round. It doesn't really matter. You guys played beautifully in the team fight to win it, but that shouldn't have happened. Okay, so that's the difference between a low team and a mid team, or a low team and a high team, is that you got to be thinking about, how do I move the game faster? Think a couple steps ahead. I'm trying to get you to the next play. I'm not saying you guys are playing badly, but that's how I can see you getting to the next level. Let's watch one more round and then we'll call it for this video. I'm going to have to do these demo reviews a lot faster now, so I'm going to do less of each person. I'm falling behind in the demo reviews by a couple weeks, so. Once again, getting your soldier's demo man out to the right side. Getting a pick. This is beautiful. Let's go, guys. Ooh. Ooh, 2 picks. Start pushing. Medic is so hurt. He's 24 health. He's got to go down here. Now you're thinking about staying alive. Beautifully played here. You guys have huge numbers, right? So the one critique I have is, ask yourself the question, what is their objective? What is your objective? The demo man's objective is to either sacrifice into you or get out alive. Your objective is to not let him get out of alive. And because you have full health, the odds of him going for a sacrifice play and killing you is very, very low. So you need to be thinking aggressive. Once their team wipes, think 2 steps ahead. First step, wipe the team. Second step. What am I trying to do? What am I trying to do? I could spawn camp them. I can sticky them at a second point so they can't get a sniper setup. I can sticky them at a second point so they cannot force my Uber on second. I can start attacking their engineer on last point so that he cannot get a sentry gun set up in time to hold off my Uber that I will take into the last point. So rather than thinking about, oh, I need to stay here on middle and be safe and put capture time down, let a scout capture middle, and you instead push into last point and begin spawn camping, begin setting up your fourth point attack. So you see that engineer, he's already up. He's already setting that sentry gun. If you guys were faster about this, you could be in last point shooting that sentry gun right now. You guys are stacking fourth, letting your players catch up. I'm fine with this. This is fine. This is fine for your level of play. But what you can do in the future, I'm just going to throw this out here as a potential solution for you. Okay, so imagine 3 capture points. This is middle, fourth, and last. Middle, fourth, and last. Okay, so as a potential solution for you here, what you could have done is leave 2 scouts to capture here up until a halfway capture. Okay, once this is halfway captured, this scout runs to fourth point and starts putting capture time down here on fourth. So by the time he gets there, this will be fully captured, and then this scout can start capturing this one, and this guy can catch up to this one. Then what I do is this scout puts it up to, like, I don't know, this much, and then he runs up to here. So now I have 5 players plus Uber. This is really badly drawn, sorry. 5 players plus Uber pushing last point, and I have 1 scout capturing fourth point. Does that make sense? So it might be a little bit of rust drawing. It might be a little bit too high level, but hopefully you guys can understand what I'm trying to say here is leave 2 scouts to capture middle. Then this scout captures fourth point. This scout finishes the capture. This scout goes into last. Everyone's attacking here. So what are you doing while these guys are capturing? Instead of putting time on fourth point, instead of putting time here, start putting time here. Okay? So you would skip this and get into fifth point. Start killing the sentry gun. Okay? So I'm going to put, all 5 of you guys here, right? It's going to be a 5-on-6. But that's cool because you have Uber. But you're not trying to use Uber. What is the objective? The objective is to either get a kill or kill the sentry gun. That's the objective. You kill the sentry gun once, and then the same thing happens. You pull back, right? So you have, oh, sorry, I drew too many X's. I drew too many X's. You had 4 players. All right, 4 players push up, kill the sentry gun, right? And they're going to respawn at different times. So it's not going to be 4-on-6. It's going to be like 4-on-2 or 4-on-3, 4-on-4. So it's fine. You can push up here, kill the sentry gun, then retreat. This scout comes back here. You finish the cap. Then 5 of you guys push into last with Uber. This guy comes up here, right? And that's fine because you cannot Uber 5 players anyways. You're only going to Uber like 2 or 3 players. So you can get most of the players in here. This guy caps, and then he joins in to finish. And then you have, hopefully gotten a couple kills. And now it's 6-on-4. You can finish the round that way. That's how you can like quickly move it to like complete a round in like 2 seconds. Not allowing the enemy team to ever have a chance of coming back into this. Because if you can win a middle and none of your teammates die and you completely wipe them, you should be absolutely rolling them here. But look at this situation. This is a 6-on-6 Uber versus Sentry. That's the only difference between the 2 teams. They have a Sentry, you have an Uber. But you shouldn't even allow them to get to this point. And look, the Sentry gun, you're right. You got Sneaky trying to push up here and trying to put damage into the gun. You kill the gun. But now look at the situation. You spent your whole Uber on that gun. Now it's just a 6-on-6 even fight. And what I'm trying to get you to is to realize that if you move faster, if you can rotate faster, if you can put yourself in the right positions faster, this situation here, the 6-on-6 even number fight, will never, ever happen. It shouldn't happen. They should never even have an opportunity to have any kind of defense here. You guys get a demo man kill. It's 3 versus 4. They're pretty lit. Divine's just cleaning up. And they held, right? And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All right. So I hope this video helps you guys out. I hope you enjoyed the talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope to do many more of these. If you want to submit your own demo to me, link is in the description below. See you guys next time. Peace.